Hey guys, welcome to this episode of From the Pages. I am Anthony. This is Collectors Entertainment Network, and we are up to the May 1986 issue of Sports Review Wrestling. We got the living legend Bruno on the cover right there. But before we get into that, guys, I'd like to ask you, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, because I'd love to have you back. Please comment down below. Let me know your memory of these magazines. Sports Review, The Wrestler, Inside Wrestling, Pro Wrestling Illustrated, all the Apter mags. Let me know your memories. Guys, if you could, please share this video with anyone you think may like it as well. The more, the merrier. I'd love to have more people here at the channel. And guys, just go ahead and give this video a like, because even that helps the channel so much. All right, guys, that's enough of an intro. We've got May 1986 issue of Sports Review Wrestling. I mean, let's get into the pages. All right, guys, here we go. May 1986 issue of Sports Review Wrestling. Obviously, this cover's it's a bit rough, right? All right, so we got the Rock and Roll Start Over Again. Can they make it to the top again? Missy Hyatt versus Sunshine. Superstar interview Dick Slater. Bruno over here. Bruno's back to stay. I'm here to shut up the loudmouths. And special section, the 10 most devastating finishing holes in wrestling. All right, let's open it up. Again, it's a bit, folded up and not in the greatest of shapes. Alright, here we go. Your table of contents and your double feature, Lords of the Ring and Ringmasters, The Great American Bash, only $44.95. Alright, here's your mailbag. We got there. Of course, ads, like always. Again, this magazine's going to be a little bit more difficult to deal with. We have the Tattler and your correspondence right there. Alright, the Inquiring Reporter. There is Vinnie Mac alongside Jim Crockett. Alright, We Accuse. This isn't always in the magazine, but sometimes they got to accuse somebody of something. And the Wrestling Monthly, different from all the rest. Subscribe to Sports Review Wrestling. Alright, top wrestlers answer your question of the month. The question this month is, how do you respond to criticism that wrestling is too violent for children? Alright, and we get answers from Billy Jack Haynes, Bruiser Brody, Rick Steamboat, Abdullah the Butcher, Kerry Von Erich, Stan Hansen, Gordon Soley, Precious, Dusty Rhodes, and Mr. Wrestling 2. And here we go, back issues of Inside Wrestling and The Wrestler. Our Wrestler of the Month is Scott Hall and Kurt Hennig, so it's obviously Wrestlers of the Month. They must have been a tag team back then. May 1986. It's Mr. Perfect and Razor Ramon. Pretty cool stuff. Alright, back issues of Sports Review Wrestling. Of course, ads. Go First Class. You got some Superstars magazine and Wrestling 86. And special section, the 10 most devastating finishing maneuvers in wrestling. Let's see what they were. Got the Pile Driver, of course. The Superplex. Alright. That's 2. The belly-to-belly suplex, the flying clothesline, the DDT, of course, the super kick, the Cobra Clutch, the flying body press, the claw hold, and the big splash. Alright, and Bruno's back to stay. I'm here to shut up the loudmouths. Good stuff. Of course, he had to come back to sort of help his son's career along. And I think his son was gone, and Bruno stayed wrestling. The Rock and Roll Start Over. Can they make it to the top again?
Alright, Sunshine versus Missy Hyatt. Are they wrestlers or were they just ballets or personalities or stuff? I don't remember. Alright, sports review interview. We got Dick Slater. He was some sort of champion. Who was he? What was he champion of? You guys let me know. More on the interview. And your ratings analysis. Of course, that means the next page is going to be your ratings, which I always loved. Alright, you got your top 10 for singles. You got your tag teams. You got your NWA, your AWA, and your WWF. You got your World Championship. On the second page, you got World Class Mid-South, Florida Mid-Southern, Continental Northwest, and then your most popular and your most hated. Up and show the world you're a true wrestling fan. All the cool stuff you could get from Pro Wrestling Illustrated: shirts, hats, frisbees, stickers, pins, and of course your deluxe. You get everything there. Alright, more mailbag and more premium issues, back issues of Wrestler Annual and Pro Wrestling Illustrated. And this month in The Wrestler, you've got the Von Erichs, you've got the Hillbillies, British Beefcake and Greg Valentine, you've got Tito Santana, Jesse Ventura, Larry Zbyszko, Stan Hansen, Scott Hall, Butch Reed, and Crusher Khrushchev. And over in Pro Wrestling Illustrated, you got Randy Savage, Hulk Hogan, Tully Blanchard, Baby Doll, Dusty Rhodes, Kevin Von Erich, Chris Adams, and Jim Duggan. And over here you got your mailbag continued. An inquiring reporter continued. As well as back issues to other kinds of magazines. Here's your Rock and Roll Express article continued. And back issues to Pro Wrestling Illustrated. Alright, we have the We Accuse article continued. And get yourself on the cover of Pro Wrestling Illustrated. Obviously, it's just a mock-up, but it's a cool little souvenir that you could buy. We've got the Missy Hyatt and Sunshine article continued. And warehouse clearance of rare back issues. Alright. You got the Bruno Sammartino article continued and on sale. Pro Wrestling Illustrated Super Color Special number 5. Featuring full color features on the Rock and Roll Express, the Women of Wrestling, plus a life-size 22 by 32 8-page super centerfold of Hulk Hogan. Cool stuff. And of course, more back issues to more magazines. They sold a lot of back issues in these magazines. There's the Tattler continued. And you've got Pro Wrestling Illustrated. Chance to catch the big one. There is I guess sort of the special double issue Pro Wrestling Illustrated Achievements 85. I guess it's sort of the year in review. I don't know if it was called the year in review or if that's it. I don't know. Alright, Wrestling's Best, Pro Wrestling Illustrated, Inside Wrestling, and The Wrestler. You can get all the magazine subscriptions in one order. Alright, Wrestling 86 for today's wrestling fan. The magazine that explodes with color, Wrestling 86. The summer 1986 issue will be on sale April 8th. That to me sounds like it should be the spring issue, but you know them; they're always ahead of the curve there. Wrestling's greatest subscription deal, Inside Wrestling, and The Wrestler. There's like all different sorts of combinations you could have, and then of course just ads and your back cover. This was the back cover last time. I love it when it's in color. Sometimes this ad is inside the magazine, so it's just in black and white. But it's so cool. Look at the posters. Look at the Remco figures. Awesome, awesome stuff. Alright, guys, that is your May 1986 issue of Sports Review Wrestling.
Alright, guys, that was the May 1986 issue of Sports Review Wrestling. Guys, again, I'm going to ask you, please subscribe, please comment, please like, and please share. All those things help the channel so much, and it is so greatly appreciated. All right, next week, we're going to have the June 1986 issue. We'll be halfway done with 1986's Sports Review Wrestling. So that'll be next week, June 1986. But until then, guys, have a good one.